Hello, everybody. Here we are. Yes, we are wrapping up. We are going to wrap up our astrology chats. This isn't a bad thing because I want to start talking about the tarot again. And well, hello, Alethea. I do want to start talking about the tarot again, and I just think that you guys have had some wonderful questions. We've talked about some wonderful things with astrology, and the thing is, I feel like it's something that you can never stop studying. It's something definitely that we can study for eons, and I think it'll be I was like, is the batteries already gone in this? My boys gave me that light for Christmas, so I want to light it. But I think that there's so much in astrology, and I'm loving it. I do want to just talk about this one thing. So I've only been studying astrology since 2017. Really, I dove a bit deeper in 2018. In 2020, when we were all on lockdown, I was diving hella deep into astrology, taking classes, just going a little crazy, which was good. It was good. So I discovered something that I didn't know was really happening, but I'm always looking at the upcoming dates, to see what's going on, like what's happening, if there's something conjunct or if there's something opposing, like what kind of interesting stuff is happening. And so I'm looking at the wheel for April, and I was getting ready to do my numerology video for April, and I saw that we have this conjunction happening in Taurus with Jupiter and Uranus that only happens every 14 years. That it's pretty intense. And the thing is, this conjunction hasn't happened in Taurus since, I wrote it down, 1941, May of 1941. But this Uranus-Jupiter conjunction happens about every 14 years. The last time it happened was in 2011. And it's really because Jupiter, we talked about this last week. Jupiter goes through all the signs every 12 to 13 months. So about a year it stays in one sign, and Uranus stays in the same sign for 7 years. So it is a pretty big deal that this conjunction is happening. Hey, Kelsey, I started late. I'm having some glitches. We've had a lot of rain today. I know. And it's just, my systems here are really sensitive to water, like my basement, my office. It's all just kind of, yeah. So it's very sensitive to water, to say the least. But anyway, so Jupiter is getting ready to hightail it out of Taurus. He will be moving into Gemini soon. So but this Jupiter conjunction with Uranus we're feeling it the month before. So we really started feeling it last week. And I did talk about it in my video for the full moon lunar eclipse. But we're also going to be feeling it about a month after, because really that's how long it takes for them to separate from each other and really get really their energies to be separated. Because when they start coming closer in contact with each other, we see a lot more play. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, that's right, Kelsey. Because it has been snowing. Kelsey's saying that they had blizzards in Nebraska. It has been snowing to beat the band in Nebraska and in Colorado. I'm like, dude, that is a lot. So just letting you know about that. That particular little conjunction. It's very interesting though. It is very interesting because what we're seeing here is that it's like we should be taking our rebellious feelings during this time. We should be taking those rebellious feelings and channeling them into something to help us reach our goals. That's what I wrote down. Channeling our rebelliousness into making our goals happen, because I think it does, like, we are getting excited. We're just like, yeah, we're going to do something about this. We're going to do something because it makes us feel like our restrictions are lifted. Yeah, it makes us feel like our restrictions are lifted. It makes us feel more original. There could be some surprise opportunities coming. And I think that we should be cautiously rebellious. Yeah. It's very interesting. And the fact that it's in Taurus probably does have to do with money. It has to do with the finer things. It has to do with material things. I know, that's Taurus, right? Okay, so talk to me, Goose. What do y'all got? What do you think what's the questions on your mind? Because I want to start talking about the tarot next week. I think this is going to be good. I really do. I think this is going to be an awesome, like little shared thing where we start talking about the tarot. And because so many of you have questions or want to talk about more, or like, spend some more time with it. I'm in. So what do y'all got? Do you have any questions about your astrology? I went through this since last week and I sort of got a little bit more organized. I was like, I'm not dealing with this chaos stuff. Yeah. Uranus is like whatever, but man, I just did not have time to put the full makeup on, and you can really see it. It's like bags under my eyes. And that is because I have a surprise for you guys. We have some, let's call them community cats. They're not really, they're a bunch of strays, but they all, like, a lot of them let me pick them up, and some of them come in. When it's really, really cold outside, I'll herd them into my office and leave them here because I don't like leaving them out. And we had one that we think she got injured, and she was trying to come here, and she passed away in our front yard. And when that happened, one of the two female cats that I brought into my house, because they were going into heat, and I didn't want to leave them out, and I've been waiting for this nonprofit to call me back so that I could get them fixed. I brought the two females into my house because we had about decided that Monty, our little like gray and black tabby, we had decided that Monty wasn't a boy, that Monty was a girl, because Monty is almost 2 and he's never grown any outward sign that he's a man, a boy. He has never developed, something that would give us an outward sign that that's a male cat. So I was like, well, maybe it's a girl. No, there's definitely a rooster in the hen house, because the 7-month-old cat that I brought in has had kittens. She has 2 little bitty kittens, and she gave birth right next to my leg on my bed. Dr. Seuss got up for work. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning because he works at a bakery, and she was like right up against my leg, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, baby, are you okay?" And I reached down and I was petting her, and then I heard this really weird noise, and I was like, "Okay, there should not be a mouse in here because we got 4 cats in this house and 3 dogs, and 2 cats down here in my office." And I was just like, what's going on? What's going on? I turned the light on and she was giving birth right next to my leg. And this had just happened. I mean, this just happened. So we have these 2 little bitty kittens, and I think they're both girls because one of them is clearly a calico, and the other one is really, really white with some black spots, but they could be calico spots, so I'm not sure. Um, oh my gosh, they're so cute. They are so cute. Y'all have to post pictures. I need to post the video I made of discovering that there's a rooster in the hen house because, see, Badger's fixed. So I wasn't really worried about that, but I thought we had decided that Monty was like Montine, that Monty was a girl. And okay, so I was wrong. I mean, I'm a biologist. I really should know this shit, but I did not. It was my fault. But there was no testicles. There's still no visible testicles. So I don't know where he's hiding those things, but I was just like, okay. So yeah. We've got a couple of little babies. I know. So we did have a little burial for one, but we are we have these little guys. I mean, really, this is incredible. So I don't no, she wasn't, because they only have like a 60-day, 65-day gestation period, and she's been in the house since late December. Yeah, she just had them. So I don't think so. I could still be wrong, but she's been in the house since late December, and I know they were like, because they were going into heat in December, and I was like, oh, no, we're not doing this. So I just brought them in. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Alethea. Dr. Seuss is just like, what the hell? What the hell? On our bed? So I've had to like sterilize everything. She's not wanting to leave. So every time I move her and her babies to a more comfortable spot, she's not having it. So during the day, she pretty much like stays on the bed with the babies. And at night, I do make her move because we got to get some sleep. Although I'm not getting a lot of sleep because that cat is like, not kidding. She wants back in that bedroom. So this is the bags under my eyes. But I did get these new eyelashes, so I don't have to put on eyelashes every time anymore. So these are my eyelashes that are like, they stay on, and they don't get removed. So even when I'm going to the Quick Trip or to Walmart, everybody sees me with eyelashes on. So as but I'm not wearing the big heavy eyelashes that I usually do, but I do like these. So I'm sort of like skimping on the makeup because I don't have to put on the full eyelashes anymore. I know, it's lots of fun, isn't it? It's so interesting being me. I mean, really. And let me tell you, there's going to be some interesting stuff going on when we have right now, the ecliptic, the north and south node are in Aries, and the south node is in Libra. And so that's hitting like really Libra energy pretty heavier, a lot heavier than it is Aries, because Aries is carrying the north node where Libra is carrying the south node. So it's a lot of releasing, and it's a lot of stuff going on for Libra right now. But there's so many other things going on, y'all, with like Pluto and Aquarius, and just I'm looking at my chart and I'm just like, what's happening? What's happening? And but what's scary to me is that in about a year and a few months, that south node is going to be moving into Virgo. Yeah, I'm not excited about that. I am not excited about that, because then it's going to be hitting me. So south node in Virgo is a little scary to me. And then it's going to go from Virgo to Leo, where my Mercury is in Leo. And then it's going to go to Cancer and then Gemini, and my moon is in Gemini. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But in 2025, we are going to have the North Node meeting up with Saturn. And that's going to be a big deal. I looked back at, like, historically speaking, when North Node is conjunct Saturn, I looked it up to see like what was happening with me during those times. And during those times, I always have a big move. So that's what I really want you guys to do with your charts, okay? I want you to look at your chart, and I want, when we start talking about things like North Node placements, or when we start talking about this conjunction. I had a client today that I was doing her reading, and I was like, oh my gosh, you are the first person that I have seen that I've done a reading for since I noticed this, that already has Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in their birth chart. And I said, so this is a very interesting conjunction for you. And I was like, what was going on with you in 2011? What happened with you in 2011? Like, you have to look and see what was going on with you during that period, so that you can kind of see what's going to happen with you during this period. So let's see. I'm trying to remember. I wrote all this down, but now I got to look it up. I wanted to see what the I know when the last date was 2011, but I don't know where Uranus was in 2011. I believe Uranus was in Pisces. I think it was in Pisces, and I think that's where Jupiter and Uranus like hit. So you have to look at your chart and see where Pisces is in your chart, and see what you have in Pisces, and you can kind of see what happened to you in 2011 when this last conjunction happened. But that's what, hey Becky, how are you? That's what you guys want to see, is like, where were you during these times? Where were you when North Node met up with Saturn last? Where were you when North Node met up with South Node met up with Saturn? Look at these big things that we're talking about. Look at it historically, and just all you have to do is Google. Google is our friend, okay? You can Google it and say, when was the dates that this happened? And you'll see it's a big, you start looking and you go, oh my gosh, that's when that happened to me. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2011. That's when Dr. Seuss and I moved in together. I started a new job that year. Dr. Seuss and I moved in together. And then, things just sort of moved along quickly after that. So it's just interesting, like, to see those kind of things, and to see how they have a play in your, in your chart, just for fun. And huh, interesting. Okay, so let's go back through this. Jupiter is expansion, what you enjoy the most, and it's, of course, our luck. Uranus is eccentricity, freedom, the fool, it's chaos, it's erratic. So this is like sort of our rebelliousness coming together with, like, what we want. Like the stuff that what we enjoy the most. And that's why we want to channel our rebelliousness into something like really great. Okay, so tell me, any of you have any questions about your chart? Any of you have any questions about some of the stuff we've talked about? I know we've touched on, we talked about Lilith last week. We've touched on some of the asteroids. We dove heavily into Chiron. We've talked about the wheel. And I'm sorry I can't post mine right now because I am in the middle of changing my website. And my website, the changeover will not go through completely until May. And that is completely my fault because I do not want it messed up again. The last time I loaded my website up and like revamped it and reposted it, it was like during Mercury retrograde, and that took about a year for me to unring that bell. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that again. So I'm waiting until Mercury is out of retrograde, we're out of the shadow period, and then I will move forward with that. I also want to remind you guys that we just had a full moon lunar eclipse yesterday in Libra. And now is not the time to be manifesting. Now is not the time to be burning your candles. I don't particularly like to catch water, or not water. I don't like to have my moon water out during the eclipse energies. This is my opinion. I don't like chaos. Now, I do occasionally put some water out in the moon to catch some of that chaos energy, but I do not do it all the time, because every now and then you need to throw a little chaos energy into stuff that you're working on, into your practice. I don't like that though. And so I do not use that energy all the time. This is not a time to manifest. This is not the time to start new things, not unless you're looking for the unexpected to happen during this. It's not a good time. What we want to do is we want to wait until that full moon that we have at the end of April. Okay. I have all the April stuff out right now. We want to wait until we hit that full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd. After that, we're in a safe place, because the next moon that we have is a new moon solar eclipse in Aries on the 8th of April. This is not a good time. We don't want to put any chaos energy into our practices, okay? So it's okay to take a breather. It's okay to take a breather and sit back and just be like, this is what we're doing right now. We're just going to step back from this energy. Like take a break and then pick it up after that full moon in Scorpio on April 20. See, I already forgot. This is why I have my stuff like right here. On April 23rd. Okay. April 23rd is a good day to just say, okay, now I'm going to be picking back up my practice, picking back up my energy work, all of that stuff, because this is just, it's not a good time to be doing this. I will burn healing candles. I'll burn healing candles any day of the week. I'll burn healing candles. I'll burn like things like that. I'll like send out that kind of energy. I'll certainly do Reiki. Thank you very much, Becky. I went to her Reiki share last week and it was awesome. This is definitely a time to take it easy. Doing Reiki on yourself, doing Reiki on your loved ones. This is a good time for that. highly recommend. Don't be manifesting. Don't be trying to bring new energy in. It's also not a good time to start something new. And that is another reason why I'm waiting on my website. I cannot load anything onto my current website right now. Everything is just sort of locked up because I'm trying to transfer my domain over. So everything is just sort of frozen in time. It's lovely. So that's where we are. Just, housekeeping stuff that I just wanted to let you guys know about. But as soon as my new website is up and running, I am going to post all of the stuff that I've amassed, some of the stuff that I've created about astrology so that you guys can look at it, see what you think. I can put the links on there to some of the asteroid sites like Chiron, different things like that. I can add those on there. I have been assured that I can do that with my new website. And it's supposed to be a lot easier and a lot more intuitive for those of you that have bought products from me. I know we've had a hard time with some of the payments. So right now, everything is just sort of held off, and you will be able to buy products from me a lot easier. And you can use Venmo, you can use PayPal, you can use Cash App or a card, whatever you choose. So that is the future for Metaphysical Round Table. Oh, I know, it's terribly exciting. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about your charts? And I want to remind you, if you do have questions about your charts and you don't want to put it in the chat, please email me at this email address below. I had to change my email address just slightly because of an invader, but that's like a whole nother story. This is the email address, jennifer.metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com. That is the email address that I will be receiving. So please, anytime you can ask me questions. I'm not taking forever to get back to people, but it is taking me a few days. Right now, I'm averaging about a week and a half returning people's phone calls, but that's just because it is a chaotic time, but I'm working on it. I am, I swear. There's like 2 people that sent me like these wonderful, wonderful texts, and I haven't gotten back to them in over a week. And mostly because on the weekends these days, I am spending a lot of time at kids' birthday parties. And if you think that's a lot of fun, you should join me. And I'll go have a drink at the bar, and you can watch the 1 million children at the bounce place, at the jump park or the bounce house or whatever. It's just fun. Okay. No questions? Okay, I'm going to go over just a couple of things really quickly. And then, but really make sure that you email me if you have any questions that you don't want to put out there, or if you have questions and you just want me to address them privately. I can do that. All right, so there is, I know we've talked about this. There's modern astrology, there's traditional astrology, there's Western astrology. There's lots of different kinds here. I study the more modern astrology. Okay, so here's what I have as like rulers. All right, Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the god of war, and it's our energy and our assertiveness. And really, it's how we argue, it's how we fight. So wherever your Mars is in your chart, anytime I see people with Mars in Virgo, I'm like, they are a very analytical arguer. And those are people that they will take you apart with their words. It's fun. Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is all about, Venus has 2 sides to it, okay? Venus is about the material things, it's about money, it's about everything shiny, and it's also about our relationships. So Taurus is ruled by Venus. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is our communication, it's an intellect, but has a lot to do with our communication. Cancer is ruled by the moon. It is all about our emotions, our temperament, it's our intuition, and it's our feminine side. Leo is ruled by the sun, and that is our life force. It's the masculine energy, it's the masculine part of ourselves, it's our personality, and it's our self-expression. Virgo, also ruled by Mercury, and very much communication, analyzing, and intellect. Libra is also ruled by Venus. In Libra's case, Venus is all about relationships. In Taurus's case, Venus is all about the material. It's all about money. It's all about what we can have. It's our goods. But in Libra's case, it's all about the relationships. And artistic is very creative energy in Libra. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio in the modern astrology is ruled by Pluto. And Pluto is about transformation, it's about our passion, and it's about our desires. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's our luck, it's our expansion, it's what we really, really enjoy, it's our sort of dreaminess. And it's also about our oh my gosh, I have got to get back on my vitamins. I cannot think of words. Generosity. It's about our generosity. Yeah, that's a big deal. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that I'm sitting here going, I cannot think of that word. It's there. I just can't think of it. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, I just want to make sure I have the other one pulled up here. There we go. All right. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is our life lessons. It's our destiny. It's our discipline. It can be our determination, but it's definitely like that high school principal mentality. Aquarius. In the modern astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is eccentricity, it's our erraticness, it's our chaos, it's our freedom, and it's the ability to be really unique. Yeah, to stand out. Love it. And Pisces, in the modern astrology, it is ruled by Neptune, which is our dreams, our illusions, our idealism. It's our mystic side. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So that is that. I also want to go over one. I love this, but I can't always find what, when I put my stuff online on the computer, it doesn't always come out at the right time, or I can't always locate it quickly at the right time. Okay, I wanted to tell you about the fall position. So there are places where in astrology where these planets land, and they're not necessarily, it's not their happiest space, let's say. Okay, it's not the happiest space for that planet, and that's the last thing that I want to go over. And usually, not always, it's the opposite sign. It's the sign that is exactly opposite where it rules. So, for example, Cancer. All right, Cancer is ruled by the moon, but guess where the moon does not like to be? Capricorn. because Capricorn is the opposite to Cancer in the on the astrology wheel. So I just want to pull this up. Do I love how I can't find it? Maybe it's on this one. Nope, that's not where it is. And see, I had this pulled up, and I also think I printed it. I mean, y'all must think that I am just here it is. Okay, I got it. Okay, so we have a place where these are exalted, but we also have a place where they're in the fall position. And the exalted is where they do their best, even if it's not the sign that they rule. But then the fall position and then the detrimental. Yeah, I thought I had it, but I didn't. The detrimental position is where it's really bad, where it's really unhappy. So, and it is like that for, God dang, I am like clicking on the same page every time. I love this. I finally found it. Okay. So the sun rules Leo. The detriment is in Aquarius. Okay. It's exalted in Aries. It does really well in Aries, but the fall position is in Libra, which is an interesting one because the detriment is actually the opposite, which most of these are kind of in the opposite, but the detriment is like the sun does not do well in Aquarius, which is interesting because you've no idea how much I love being around Aquarius people. Sun in Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising, I just whatever. I love it. They're so much fun. Dr. Seuss has Aquarius rising. I know. Anytime, oh my gosh, anytime a guy told me that they were in Aquarius, I was like, let's meet up. Let's spend some time together. Oh my gosh, I'm so horrible. Okay, the moon. The moon rules Cancer. Detriment is in Capricorn. It is exalted in Taurus. And its fall position is Scorpio. Okay. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. The detriment is Sagittarius and Pisces. It is exalted in Virgo, and its fall position is Pisces. Venus. Oh, this is an interesting one. Yeah, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Its detriment is in Scorpio and Aries. It is exalted in Pisces. So Venus just left Pisces and moved into Aries, but it was exalted while it was in Pisces. So we had, but Venus fall position is in Virgo. Venus does not like being in Virgo. Virgo is too persnickety for our friend Venus, really. Mars. Now, Mars rules in the traditional astrology, Mars ruled Aries and Scorpio. Okay. But I study the more modern technique, so I see that Pluto rules Scorpio. Okay. So Mars rules Aries, and if you're studying the traditional, it also rules Scorpio. So its detriment is in Libra and Taurus. That's not where Mars likes to be. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and its fall position is in Cancer. Jupiter. Okay, here's another one. Jupiter in the traditional tarot, in the traditional astrology, ruled Sagittarius and Pisces. In the modern, it only rules Sagittarius. So, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Its detriment is in Gemini and Virgo. It's exalted in Cancer, and its fall position is in Capricorn. All right, Saturn. Saturn traditionally ruled both Capricorn and Aquarius. In the modern, it only rules Capricorn. Its detriment is Cancer and Leo, and it's exalted in Libra, and its fall position is in Aries. Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius. The detriment is Leo. It's exalted in Scorpio, and the fall position is Taurus, where it currently is, by the way. Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces in the modern astrology. Its detriment is in Virgo. It is exalted in Cancer, and its fall position is in Capricorn. Pluto rules Scorpio. Its detriment is in Taurus. It's exalted in Aries, and its fall position is in Libra. And if you were born in the 70s, there's a strong chance that there's a strong chance that your Pluto is in Libra, like me. So the fall position of Pluto is where a lot of us that were born in the 70s have our Pluto. Yep. Wow, I have a lot of things that are not happy. Interesting. Actually, oh, no, my Jupiter is in Sagittarius. My Jupiter is in its ruler. Oh, how about that? That's fun. The only thing I have in the fall position in my chart is Pluto. Yeah, everything else is like in an okay position. Interesting. All right, so if that helps you guys out at all. Again, most of us that were born in the 70s, our Pluto is probably in Libra. It did have a period in that time where it returned to Virgo because it went retrograde, but primarily it was in Libra. Because I was born in 1972, and my Pluto is 1 degree into Libra. Yeah. All right. So any questions? Next week, I want to start talking about the tarot. I really, really want to talk about, especially these cards. I get so many compliments on these cards that I use every week. The Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. These are phenomenal. They're awesome. We're going to talk about several tarot decks. We're also going to talk about different interpretations. I really, really have to give Kat a lot of credit because she got me back into the tarot after I avoided them for so long. And I've really spent a lot of time with them in the last 4 years. So I really do use the tarot more than I use anything else now. It's surprising a lot of people, but I think they're wonderful. There's a lot of information, but they're not. I feel like they're not like they used to be. You know, there's different versions out there, and there's also a lot of different spreads you can use. You don't have to do the same Celtic cross over and over and over again. I don't particularly like the Celtic cross. Just one woman's opinion. But if you like it, you use it. Okay? Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I am going to sign off a little early tonight because I have to go check on the mom and babies. Yeah. It's been entertaining. And the monthly numerology for April, and April is an interesting month. I mean, April is a real interesting month. We've got, a solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse, that new moon in Aries on the 8th. Just a lot of interesting stuff. Mercury goes retrograde and direct all in April. Yeah. So that's fun too. But it's April's going to be a great month. So I should be finishing up those videos maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then I'll be able to get those out and everybody can see what their monthly numerology looks like for April. This year feels like it's flying by. I mean, do y'all feel like it's flying by? It feels like it's flying by. Yeah. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm even connected to Facebook. I think I'm just connected to YouTube. I don't know what's going on. But I told you, every time it rains around here, like it rains as heavily as it has been, things get weird. My computer screen just went out, so I don't think this is good. I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm going to sign off. I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful week. The last week of March, people, the last week of March, when we next see each other, it will be April. Mercury will be full on in retrograde by next Tuesday. But I am hoping to have your monthly numerology out so that you can take a look at that before we see each other next Tuesday. Email me if you have some questions or if there's anything else you want me to wrap up, or if you have something to ask me about your chart or what's going on. I will answer it the very best that I can. I'll give you everything that I have to share with you. And my new website should be up by May. Let's keep our fingers crossed that happens. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. But I really do appreciate y'all. This is a wonderful group. Y'all are just awesome. You're amazing. Thank you. Next week, let's start talking about the tarot. And I promise, I will get on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and whatever else. And I will post and tell you guys that we are going to be talking about the tarot starting on April 2nd. All right. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to Carrie Rodriguez, the beautiful witch at La Hermosa Bruja, for allowing me to stream in. Make sure you guys go check out Gypsy Soul Surfer on Facebook, on her Facebook group, Gypsy Soul Surfer. It's an amazing group. Lots of great content. Make sure you check it out. And I hope y'all have a great week. And until we see each other again, what are you going to do? Get out there and make your magic. Bye, y'all.